as we bring in Dr. Joe Congini, my good friend, Sports Medicine Center, Akron Children's Hospital. And Joe, thanks for joining us again, my friend, the week before Christmas. What do you have on the list for us?
Oh, my gosh, Ray, we're winding down 2023. The holidays are here. We're getting excited. I know both of us enjoying family time. So thinking about, gosh, what can we talk about this morning as like a culmination thing? And there's a couple stories out there, like the controversy of some 40-year-old quarterback who's going to play after an Achilles tear with 16 weeks. That's just less than 4 months. That's a controversy out there, but probably doesn't rise to the level of this day. And, the Cavs are all banged up, and our local basketball team's point guard, Garland, gets hit and driving to the hoop and broken jaw. That's a little bit of an unusual injury. Darius Garland's a wonderful player. We're going to miss him for over a month, and it's an unusual injury, but probably not to the level of what I wanted to talk about today. I want to go into area of some groups that don't get mentioned during the course of the year. I enjoy so much pro sports and college sports, and it's a great release and escape from, reality of things. And we use it here on this show in sports medicine. A lot of the injuries and problems of the pros and the college kids are higher profile, and we bring it down to the high school level and the youth level, which is what I take care of in sports medicine. But you know what? There's nothing much more that I love more than being around high school athletes and high school sports, and have been of 30-some years, and see all the benefits and the fun that kids have. And there's a couple of groups we don't mention, but I see them down here, Ray. So, for instance, number one, the marching band. Really enjoy the marching band. They make it so festive at sporting events, especially in the fall. And what kind of injuries do we see with the marching band? They get these things called march fractures. They get these little tiny stress fractures in their feet, usually in the summer when they're just starting out and marching a lot, maybe doing some parades and other things. So the marching band is so much fun, and I wanted to mention them today. Also, out there at halftime of football, basketball games are the dance teams. The dancers have lots of different injuries, but I see them down here for a thing called, of course, dancer's knee, a common problem that we see in other sports, too, for particularly female athletes, with swelling around the kneecap, sometimes even a dislocation of the kneecap, and they wear a brace, and they have to be out in rehab for a period of time. And the dance teams are really fun to watch. And also the cheerleading squads, they work so hard on their routines and things. A lot of people ask me, gosh, we see them at sports medicine. Hey, are we athletes, dancers, and cheerleaders? And I tell them in the office, hey, you're the best athletes that we have in here. You're a lot better than a lot of those basketball and football and baseball guys we see. So we see great athletes in the cheerleading world. When they tumble a lot, they get stress fractures in the low back. So that's an injury that we see a lot in that group, and they certainly make high school sports a lot of fun. One final group, Ray, are you familiar with the super fans? Most high school cheering sections have super fans. They stand in front, and a lot of times in the fall, the outdoor games, the girls have a shirt on with a letter painted on it, and the guys take the shirts off and they paint right on their chest, and they paint letters and they spell out letters and they do cheers during the game, and they have a great time and they really whoop it up and they really make things festive and fun. But people wonder, hey, what problem do they get? And when it gets really cold in the late end of the season, they get pneumonia. That's what they get. And so I tell those guys, I walk by, I think, put your coat on, man, it's freezing out here. And the super fans make high school sports fun. So high school sports is just really, really a fun time of life for a lot of kids. A lot of people end up looking back, and it's really a great time. And so for all of our athletic trainers, our coaches, our PTs, our docs that are out there helping kids stay healthy and stay active and stay enjoying high school sports. My hat's off to you again this year in 2023. Great year in keeping kids healthy. And I just wanted to mention a couple groups of people that don't get mentioned very often.
Joe, if you don't mind, and I don't mean to blindside you, but I've been wondering about this you mentioned the injuries to the Cavaliers with Evan Mobley. and they say he has a knee injury with surgery, but they say he's going to be back maybe, third week of January. And I'm saying, wow, gosh, is surgery, a knee, and you're back in a month? That seems unusual to me, but probably not in the world of sports medicine. Do you know anything about his knee injury?
Yeah, not really in the world of sports medicine, Ray. A lot of these are scopes that are cleanups. These people have been playing sports for a long, long time. They'll have loose bodies or small cartilage tears or other issues that they have in the knee. And nowadays, through the arthroscope, you really do not, create a lot of difficulty, like the open procedures that we had way back in the day. That people had to wait for the body to heal afterwards. With the use of the arthroscope, a lot of these injuries can be taken care of and back pretty quickly. So that time element is not unusual, and a lot of times it's indicative of something cleaning up an old injury, looking at some torn cartilage that might be a part of what needs to just be trimmed. And with arthroscopic surgery, these athletes can get back fairly quickly. Kids can get back fairly quickly. We have kids in the high school setting that are back in 4 to 6 weeks, Ray. So no, that's not terribly unusual.
Gotcha. Boy, I've been hearing a lot more, and you did it so well there a couple of weeks ago talking about that high ankle sprain surgery that a lot of the athletes are getting. I've been hearing all about that since you brought it to the show here a couple of weeks ago, and the recovery time on a high ankle sprain now is ridiculous compared to what it used to be with this new advanced surgery, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? They're copying off of us on Thursday Night Football and other things. Did you see the little diagrams they showed of the tightrope and all that kind of stuff, too? Yeah. I just got a little bit of a kick out of that. But I get a kick out of this whole opportunity to be on with you, Ray. You know how I feel about you as a close friend, and I really hope that you have a joyous Christmas with your family and get to enjoy. And, I love our weekly chats always, but I really appreciate when I get to see you around town or we get to do something in person. So let's see if we make kind of a resolution in 2024 to get together a little bit more often, okay? As we get along in our careers here, maybe there's more things that we can do together. But in the meantime, I really appreciate our friendship, and I know how much you will enjoy the holiday season with your family. So have a joyous Christmas, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to a wider audience, and you do such a great job, as I always say here, of keeping the people of Akron updated. It's people in Akron tell me as I go around town, oh my gosh, it's like listening to to my brother or my parent or something like that. You really feel like part of the family, Ray, and that's really a gift you have.
All right, thank you, my friend, much appreciated, and ditto to you. I know you got that nice large family you're going to enjoy during the holidays. Enjoy all of them, Joe, and I agree. Let's do more together in 2024.
Thanks. All right, Ray. Have a great week.
See you, my good friend. Dr. Joe Congini, Sports Medicine Center, Akron Children's Hospital.